Alright, welcome to the News Fix. This is evening, it's 9 p.m. Let's take a look at our top stories. Looming energy crisis in the country. A welcome breather for Kenyan households. Illegal dumping in Narok municipality. The reality of campus life in Kenya. On to sports. Poor playgrounds affecting football development in Masai Mara University.
Live from Mara TV, this is Newsfix, brought to you by Godia Asha.
Looming energy crisis in the country. Kenya is staring at an acute shortage of fuel products. This is occasioned by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, which has caused a major energy crisis globally. An increasing number of petrol stations are running out of stocks, even with an assurance from the Cabinet Secretary of Energy, Honorable Odhiambo, that there's enough reserves in the country. There's a panic among members of the public. Let's get more from our very own Odhiambo.
Despite the assurance by the Cabinet Secretary of Energy, Honorable Odhiambo, there is a looming crisis of fuel shortages countrywide. Some filling stations are now rationing this valuable commodity. This has been occasioned by the escalating tension in the Middle East and the consequent closure of Strait of Hormuz, which is a key transit corridor for the shipping lines. Speaking to Mara TV, Peter, who is a border operator within Narok, said that there are signs of the commodities price to hike, and he has called on the heads of the warring states to back down and de-escalate the tension.
Ukiangalia hata saa hii mafuta imeongezeka na rate imeanza kuaffect, ningeomba watafute solution kama rais wa Amerika, rais wa Canada, ndio watakubaliana wamalize maneno at least hata sisi wa Kenya tusikia.
On the other hand, Elias Odongo, who is a businessman and a resident in Narok, says that if the tension continues to escalate, their businesses may be affected.
Fuel prices go high. Now we have the industrial production that is relatively going to go high. The WTI, that is the leading producers of oil through the Iran and the USA conflict, has generally shifted, increasing the prices of fuel.
CS Wandai, however, in his statement, said that nothing to be feared because the government has put in place measures to contain the situation, and further warned those who are withholding and holding the same, legal consequences will be taken.
So all licensed oil marketing companies are strongly reminded of their legal obligation to maintain continuous supply and to release products at EPRA gazetted prices. Let me just emphasize that the oil marketing companies are well aware of the conditions that come with their licenses. And they must not engage in any unorthodox practices.
Amid the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, Kenya will be one of the countries which will be severely affected with the global oil crisis. Odhiambo, Mara TV, Narok.
A welcome breather for Kenyan households. With the ever-rising cost of living, many households continue to feel the weight of purchasing basic items. According to Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the annual inflation stood at 4.3% in February 2026, a slight ease from 4.4% in January, yet from food prices remain the biggest burden for families. Our reporter, Shena Tieno, has more.
Despite some relief at the fuel pumps, many households continue to feel the squeeze from the rising everyday cost. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics report that annual inflation stood at 4% in February 2026, a slight easing from 5% in January. Yet, food prices remain the biggest burden for families. Food and non-alcoholic beverage rose 7% year-over-year, with staples like fortified maize flour, cabbage, and Irish potatoes and sukuma wiki seeing noticeably increase in the recent month. Maize grain, on the other and other essentials have pushed higher, making meals more expensive for millions. On the transport front, there is better news. The Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority (EPRA) has kept pump prices unchanged for the March 15th to April 14th period. In Nairobi, super petrol remains at 178 Kenyan shillings per litre, diesel at 166 Kenyan shillings per litre, and kerosene at 252 Kenyan shillings per litre. The stability comes despite higher global import cost and geopolitical tension in the Middle East. Government officials, including former PS Service CS Moses Kuria, has assured Kenyans that no more fuel spike is expected in the current review, thanks to the pricing buffer mechanism.
Despite the Kenyan government assuring Kenyans that there will be low prices of goods, many Kenyans still struggle. Reporting for Maro TV, I'm Shane Odhiambo.
Illegal dumping in Narok County. Concerns have risen as Narok County experienced huge dumping of waste products, affecting the environment. The illegal dumping is affecting not only the environment but also the residents, since it's emitting bad odor. The illegal dumping of waste products like litters, food remains, polythene bags, and plastic waste affects the environment by affecting its aesthetic, endangering the small living organisms in the soil and even affecting the water table below the soil. The county government of Narok is trying to cope up with the issue by providing mitigation measures. Here is the story.
Narok town is known as a home for the breathtaking landscape. But amidst the beauty, a disturbing reality unfolds. Illegal and careless dumping of waste products is choking our environment. We are here around Masai Mara University, where the consequences are evident. Plastic bags, bottles, and hazardous materials litter the roadside, threatening the very land that sustains the community. Masai Mara is a haven for wildlife, but these waste dumps are ticking time bomb. Toxic chemicals seep into the soil, contaminating water sources and posing a risk to both humans and animals. The water table, a vital source of drinking water for many, is under risk. Imagine the impact of the local population on the livestock and on the ecosystem as a whole. The university, a hub for learning and growth, is not immune to these menaces. Students and locals alike are forced to breathe into the fumes, unaware of the long-term health implications. It's time to act. We urge the authorities and the county government of Narok to take stern action against those responsible for this environmental pollution.
The increased careless dumping of waste products around Masai Mara University is posing a huge threat to the environment, leading to environmental pollution. Reporting for Mara TV, my name is Godia Asha. The reality of the campus life in Kenya. Campus life combines academic pressure with personal growth. Students balance lectures, friendship, and late-night studying while working toward their future. Despite the challenges, many say university life builds lasting memories and friendship. Our reporter, Esther Moturi, had an encounter with one student, and here is the report.
Campus life is a busy mix of learning, making friends, and discovering who you truly are. It usually begins with a rushed morning, grabbing a quick coffee before heading to a lecture hall, where hours are spent taking notes and trying to stay focused. Between classes, the campus comes alive. Students relax on the grass, rush to the library, or gather at the cafeteria for a long lunch that was meant to be just a short break. The real challenge often begins after sunset, when the library fills with students studying for midterms and working on group projects late into the night. It can be stressful and exhausting, especially when balancing coursework, laundry, and a social life.
Campus life. Oh, what I enjoy about campus life is the freedom that I have. Staying away from parents really give me a good reason to enjoy, because you feel like at least you have your own wings to fly, and interacting with people from different cultures and people with different, I can say, expertise. It really gives me a motivation to learn from them and to aspire to be better even than them.
Yet, there's a special energy in being surrounded by people who are all chasing their dreams.
Make friends in campus, because before we joined, we were told to choose our friends carefully. So in campus, actually, I don't have many friends because it's not easy to make friends. There are friends and there are people that you know. So you just have people you know, and friends are for the few chosen. You have to know someone in and out for him or her to be your friend. Not everyone is your friend in campus. You have to choose, as they said, choose your friend carefully. You have to do your thorough research for you to consider someone as your friend.
Despite the lack of sleep and the pressure of exams, these years are about more than earning a degree. They are about the memories created and the lifelong friendships built along the way. Campus life is not just about books and lectures. It is where memories are made, pain and struggles are experienced, and dreams come true. Reporting for Mara TV, I'm Muturi Esther.
Poor playing grounds affecting football development in Masai Mara University. A fall cry is being heard over the poor state of football playgrounds, with players and coaches warning that the poor or neglecting pitches affecting the quality of the game. From the dusty, uneven surfaces, flooded fields during the rainy seasons are slowing down the trend of football development. Our reporter, Omondi Derrick, has more.
Concerns of poor playgrounds, from uneven surface to dusty fields. Many say the problem is showing down football development. This is what should be a standard football pitch. It's easy to see the challenges players face. The ground is rough, uneven, flooded, and in some areas completely worn out. Experts say such conditions make it difficult for players to control the ball and perform at their best. Poor playgrounds not only affect performance but also increase the risk of injuries. Players often struggle with the balance, leading to frequent falls, ankle twists, and muscle strain. It's very hard to play good football in such kind of pitch. Coaches also say that bad pitches forces teams to change their style of play, focusing more on long passes instead of skillful football. Due to lack of quality football pitch, football stakeholders are now calling for increased investment in pitch maintenance and better facilities to improve the game and protect players. Authorities say efforts are underway to improve football infrastructure, but many believe more needs to be done to ensure safe and quality playing conditions. Poor sports facilities has discouraged many talents. Reporting for Mara TV, Mondi Derrick.
That marks our end of the bulletin for the news fix tonight. Thank you for joining us. For more untimely news updates, follow us on Facebook, maratv.ke, at X at Mara TV Kenya, Instagram at maratv_.ke, YouTube at Mara TV. I am Godia Asha, and good night to you all.